clients connected. There's another aspect of wireless that shows up on this, Patrick, and I know that as you're working on content for the CCNA, you've mentioned you're focusing in on that. So how else are we seeing wireless show up inside of the new blueprint?
Yeah, I think it's clearly the fundamentals, right? So how RF and how wireless technologies work, and the security protocols, and right 802.11, which letter do you want after that? And so making sure you understand that. But again, come back to what Hank started with right off the bat, which is that host connectivity. So what needs to happen for that wireless host to be able to connect to the network? So hang on a second. So that means that it's a wireless PC or your phone, right, connecting to an access point. That access point is connected to a switch. So, and to Hank's point, when I look at the CCNA, I think of the CCNA as, right, network associate, network infrastructure associate, right? I'm thinking of what needs to be deployed so that access point is correctly configured at the access switch to be able to have connectivity. So that's power over Ethernet and the VLAN configuration, and again, trunks. So all of that, again, it's the word infrastructure for me that comes back to it. And when you look through the 2.0 blueprint, hopefully that's what you're seeing as well. We've really focused on that infrastructure connectivity and that host connectivity the most.
It is, yeah, and that's the other thing you'll notice as you read the tasks. We specifically tried to phrase them in ways that were less just like technology focused, like what is this protocol, what is a VLAN, and put those in context for what the day-to-day tasks are going to be. And so I've got it down here on the blueprint now, right? Configure layer 2 switch port attributes for edge host connectivity. And we've mentioned like wireless access points. Like, what does it take to connect an access point to the network effectively? And this is where we get into things like, okay, making sure that VLANs and trunks are configured appropriately. PoE might be required. And so we're focusing these skills, the same skills that were on V.1.1 that are on the current version, but now we're putting them in context for the work that you're going to be doing. Kind of, again, bringing it back to that job-ready task that's there.
And I think one of the things we did also, and I just want to quickly highlight this one, when you look at the 1.1 and the 2.0, you're going to see, hey, okay, there's a lot less security. Okay, I'll get back to that in a second. There's a lot less on wireless. There's a lot less on programmability. That's all true because we have these other certs, right? CCNA Cyber and CCNA Automation. So that gave us the scope to be able to go deeper into the things, again, we think you as a junior network engineer need to be able to do. So you'll notice a lot of the verbs will have changed. Sometimes it'll be a describe or an explain or an interpret, and it's become configure. I think the best example I've got is spanning tree. If you look at spanning tree in 1.1, you're not asked anywhere really to configure spanning tree, but in the 2.0, it's clear you need to know how to configure rapid spanning tree and some of its features. So that's like that level set that Hank was talking about, right? We're saying, okay, we expect the CCNA to be able to do that, which is more than it used to be, but we've also given you time and that focus to be able to go deeper with the infrastructure itself. And DNS. Yeah. Go, Hank. DNS me.
Yeah. Let me find the task that's in here. Where did it?
Is it in 3, 4? The services, maybe? I don't know.
There it is. 4.4. We found it. Yeah. So this is one of the areas that I'm super excited about. If you've been part of CCNA Prep or you've seen me present, like I'm a big DNS fanboy, and that's because DNS is so critical from every aspect of being a network engineer, right? It's how the internet works. It's names to numbers. And one of the most common things I've always had to do kind of in my role as a network engineer is to understand how DNS works and figure out when it's not working correctly. And so I'm excited about this 4.4 task because this is a skill that you need to be able to do on a help desk. You're going to get a ticket open. Do you know how to diagnose if there's something